Hey there. So you're thinking about building your first website, and you're considering this WordPress workshop. Cool. Let's dive into this event listing together and see what it's all about.
Yeah, it can definitely feel overwhelming when you're starting from scratch. Seems like everyone's talking about WordPress these days, but where do you even begin?
Right. The listing mentions WordPress basics, setting up your first website, and it seems geared towards beginners. What do you think? Is this the right kind of workshop for someone with zero experience?
Absolutely. It sounds like a solid starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this workshop seems to cover the essentials, and that's key when you're just getting started.
Okay, so the listing mentions WordPress, which I know can be a bit confusing because there's WordPress.org and WordPress.com. Could you help clear that up for us?
Sure thing. Think of WordPress.org as building a website from the ground up. You have complete control over every aspect, but requires more technical know-how. WordPress.com is more like a pre-built website. It's easier to set up, but you have less flexibility. Since you're looking to really learn the ropes, this workshop focuses on WordPress.org, which is the more powerful and customizable option.
That makes sense. Now I'm curious, what are some of the benefits of going the self-hosted WordPress.org route? Why would someone choose that over the seemingly simpler WordPress.com?
That's a great question. With WordPress.org, you have total freedom to design and customize your website. It's like having a blank canvas. You can choose from thousands of themes. You control the look and feel and plugins, which add extra functionality. You're also not limited by the restrictions that a platform like WordPress.com might have.
So more control and flexibility in the long run, even if it takes a bit more effort up front.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of what this workshop actually covers. They mention things like setting up hosting and installing WordPress, customizing themes, adding pages, and creating navigation menus. Wow, that seems like a lot for one workshop.
It does seem pretty comprehensive for a beginner workshop. And you know what's interesting? They also delve into essential plugins, which are like little apps that add functionality to your website.
So if we think about this like building a house, we've got the foundation with WordPress.org, the walls and roof with themes, and then we're adding things like plumbing and electricity with plugins. Is that a decent analogy?
I'd say that's a pretty good way to visualize it. Plugins are incredibly powerful. For example, SEO plugins can help your website rank higher on search engines like Google, so more people can find you online. That's something a beginner might not even think about. But it's crucial for getting your website seen. That's a really good point. It's not just about building a website, it's about making sure people can actually find it. Okay, so this workshop sounds pretty jam-packed with info. Who do you think would benefit most from attending?
Well, based on the listing, it seems like they're targeting local business owners, digital marketers, entrepreneurs, basically anyone who needs a website to represent their brand or business.
Right. And there's one more category in the listing that really caught my eye. AI beginners. That's kind of unexpected. What do you think they mean by that? Could there be some connection between AI and building a website?
That is interesting. Maybe they'll touch upon AI-powered tools for website creation.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps it's more about understanding how AI is changing the digital landscape and how that impacts website strategy.
Ooh, that's intriguing. So even if someone isn't necessarily interested in AI specifically, it sounds like this workshop might offer some valuable insights into how AI is shaping the future of the web. Okay, let's say you decide to sign up for this workshop. What should you pack to get the most out of it? The listing mentions a what to bring section.
Well, first and foremost, you'll definitely need a laptop or tablet for the interactive parts of the workshop. It's going to be a hands-on learning experience. A notebook and pen could also be handy for taking notes and jotting down ideas.
Right, and speaking of practicalities, they mention free Wi-Fi, which is always a plus.
Absolutely. They've thought of everything to make it easy to focus on learning and building your website.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get to the when and the where. Looks like the workshop is happening on October 29, 2024, from 4:00 p.m. to 6:00 p.m. at Zenogram Digital Marketing Agency in Hoover, Alabama.
That's a Monday evening, so potentially doable even for someone with a busy work schedule. And they mentioned free parking, always a bonus.
Definitely. Especially if you're not familiar with the area, knowing you don't have to stress about parking is a big plus. They even mention it's across from the Comedy Club, which is a helpful landmark. Okay, so let's walk through the agenda step by step. It starts with a welcome and introduction, which is always nice to break the ice. Then we get into the meat of things with a WordPress overview. That sounds like the foundation we were talking about earlier.
Exactly, setting the stage for everything that follows. They're really walking you through the whole process. From choosing a domain name, which is your website's address, to selecting a hosting provider where your website's files will live.
It's like they're holding your hand through the whole setup process. Then it gets really exciting because we move into the interactive workshop, build along with us session. This is where you actually start building your website, right?
That's right. Instead of just passively listening, you're actively learning by doing. They'll likely have you set up a basic website, add some content, and play around with different themes and plugins.
Okay, so this is where that laptop comes in handy. You're actually getting your hands dirty, so to speak, and building a real website. That's way more engaging than just listening to someone talk about it.
Exactly. And having the instructors there to guide you and answer questions in real time is incredibly valuable.
After the interactive session, they move into essential plugins and final touches. So this is where you get to add those extra features and make your website stand out.
Exactly. Remember how we talked about SEO plugins? This is where you might learn how to use a plugin like Yoast SEO, which helps you optimize your website's content for search engines. It's like having a little SEO expert built right into your website.
That's so cool. And it highlights the importance of learning not just the technical aspects of building a website, but also the strategic elements that will help you achieve your goals, whether that's getting more customers, showcasing your work, or simply sharing your ideas with the world.
It's a holistic approach to website creation, going beyond just the nuts and bolts.
I like that, a holistic approach. So after the plugins segment, what happens? Does the workshop just end abruptly?
Not at all. It looks like they wrap things up with a networking opportunity. This is a chance to connect with other attendees, share what you've learned, and maybe even exchange contact info. You never know. You might meet someone who becomes a valuable business contact, or even a friend.
Networking is so important, especially when you're diving into something new like building a website. It's a great opportunity to learn from others and build your support network.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe you'll even connect with the workshop presenters and get some extra tips or advice.
Speaking of connecting with people, the event listing mentions this daily tech news community. They say it's a community of over 500 tech enthusiasts who stay up to date on the latest trends, AI, crypto, all that good stuff.
And there's a testimonial from someone named John B. He says joining the community has been a game changer for him, helping him stay informed and connected with like-minded people.
That's awesome. So even if you can't attend the workshop, subscribing to Daily Tech News could be a great way to keep learning and growing in the tech world. It's like having a virtual mentor in your inbox every day.
Exactly. It's a constant stream of insights and information delivered right to you.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about what WordPress is, why this workshop is so cool, who it's for, what you'll learn, what to bring, where it's happening, and even how to connect with other tech-minded folks. But what does this all mean for you?
That's the key question, isn't it? You're at the beginning of your website building journey, and this workshop could be the perfect launching pad. It's like they say, the best way to learn is by doing. This workshop offers a structured, supportive environment to do just that. Plus, it goes beyond the technical stuff, offering insights into SEO, and potentially even touching upon AI and the future of the web.
It feels like this workshop could be that first step towards creating something you're really proud of.
Exactly. In today's digital world, having a website is like having your own little corner of the internet. Whether you're a small business owner trying to attract customers, an artist showcasing your portfolio, or someone with a passion project you want to share with the world, a website gives you a platform to do that.
It's like your online home, a place where you can express yourself and connect with others who share your interests. It can be incredibly empowering.
Absolutely. And think about the potential. You could use your website to build your brand, generate leads for your business, sell products or services, or even build a community around a shared passion. The possibilities are really endless.
And who knows, maybe this workshop will spark a passion you never knew you had. Maybe you'll discover a love for web design, or find yourself fascinated by the intricacies of SEO. It's all about taking that first step and seeing where the journey takes you.
That's the beauty of learning, isn't it? It opens up new possibilities and expands your horizons. In a world that's constantly changing, embracing new knowledge and skills is more important than ever.
So true. And remember that AI connection we talked about earlier? Imagine combining the foundational skills you'd gain in this workshop with the power of AI tools. You could create websites that are not only beautiful and functional, but also intelligent and adaptable.
That's a fascinating thought. For example, there are already AI-powered tools that can help you write website copy, generate images, and even personalize the user experience. By blending your newfound WordPress knowledge with these emerging technologies, you could really push the boundaries of what's possible.
It's like leveling up your website game in ways we can only begin to imagine. So if you're feeling inspired and ready to take that leap, check out the event listing for this WordPress workshop. We'll even include a link in the show notes so you can easily find it.
And while you're thinking about it, here's a thought-provoking question for you. How could you combine the website building skills you might learn in this workshop with other digital tools and strategies you're already using? Could you integrate your website with social media? Could you use email marketing to drive traffic to your site? The key is to think beyond the website itself and see how it fits into your broader digital strategy.
That's a great point. It's all about making those connections and seeing the bigger picture. And hey, if you come across any cool AI-powered website tools, let us know. We're always eager to explore the latest and greatest in the tech world.
Absolutely. We're all on this learning journey together. So keep exploring, keep creating, and keep diving deep into the fascinating world of technology.
Until next time, stay curious.